ஸோ போன லைவில் வந்து we spoke about போன லைவில் we spoke about scalar இல்லை, we spoke about MCP servers, right? MCP server. ஸோ எப்படி MCP server வச்சு இந்த பார்ட் வந்து we have covered in the previous live. So I thought like what if we can monetize our APIs using a protocol called X402. So this is a standard open source payment protocol. This was first established by Coinbase. So நான் என்ன பண்ணேன்னா, so if we want to access any of these APIs, we have to make a small micro payment using cryptocurrencies. In our case, I'm considering USDC as an example, right? Everything is going to be local. I'm going to run the facilitator locally. So what is the role of facilitator? We'll look into it. And also there is one more important concept. There is no any payment required. Like for example, if you are using any third-party payment system, you have to pay for like around 0.2% or 30%. In some cases, you have to pay for the for handling the payment to the third-party services. But in X402, it's free of cost. You can even make microtransactions. Like for example, in this example, I've made a microtransaction of 0.1 USDC, which is around 1 cent. So very interesting protocol, and also there was very limited resources, so I somewhat struggled, but I somehow made it work. So this is the client. So in our case, the client is going to be the Claude from Anthropic, and then we are going to create a demo MCP server. I have not integrated with this system, but I will do it by tomorrow or tonight. So right now, for example, I have considered a demo MCP server. So this is going to be the facilitator. Right now the facilitator is going to be the Coinbase, which runs on the local host. But if you're going for the mainnet, you have to provide the facilitator from the Coinbase, right? You can refer the Coinbase documentation, so they are providing the documentation. So this is the repo. Today I'm using X402, and today I'm planning on using the Express as the MCP server, and the client as the Claude, and then using Sapole base for the settlement layer. So this is the facilitator. The facilitator's role is to verify whether the signature is right, the authenticated amount of cryptocurrency is being authorized by the client. That's one thing. They have to verify the signature, and second thing is to make the transaction to the blockchain and settle the transaction, so that the MCP get the cryptocurrency. Once that settlement is done, the facilitator will inform the server like that, the transaction has went through, the transaction is finalized, now you have the cryptocurrency in your wallet. So the MCP servers returns the premium content, or the content or the response. After the payment is done, it responds to the client. So I think both the servers are running. So this is the server. This is the MCP server. So if you want, I can show you the code for this. This should be somewhere over here. Index facilitator servers or Express. So yeah, as you can see, like we have two APIs. The one is the weather API and another one is the premium content. For now we'll look into the weather. So this is the middleware. You have to specify the number of USDC that is required to call this APIs. And then the second thing is the facilitator, which runs in localhost 3000. This role is to verify and then settle the transaction to the blockchain. In our case, it's going to be the Sapole blockchain. So here you can mention the network, Right now we are testing on the base Apolia network. So this two should be running, and now let me open the cloud. Before moving on to the cloud stuff, I would suggest I would explain. Just give me a second. The cloud is opening. Yeah, I would explain the code inside the MCP. So this is very similar. Yesterday we saw the Python implementation. Today I went with the TypeScript implementation. So we're creating a tool. Um, we're creating a tool, and then this tool is going to make a GET request to the endpoint, which we have mentioned in the config. I don't want to get into the config because we have to mention the private key. So it's like, first I make a request to the MCP server, and it reverts back with a 402 error, and then the client signs a signature. So they are using ACDSA signatures, like message plus private key will give you the signatures. It's like the way of authenticating. Okay, so this much amount you have to pay. Are you ready to pay? The MCP client is going to say like, yes, I'm okay with it. I'm going to sign a signature. This is going to be the authenticity, like I'm approving this much amount can be transferred from my account to the server's account, and this has been sent to the server, and then inside the server it reverts to, or it delegates the call to the facilitator validates the signature and settles the transaction on the blockchain. Once the finalization is done, the facilitator says the server like, the transaction is finalized, now you can provide the content to the client, and then the server sends the response to the client. So that's how it works. In our case, the response is going to be very simple. It's going to be sunny and then 70 degrees. That's it, very simple. So I have already configured, I don't want to, I have already configured the 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 config file, which connects the MCP client to the MCP server. It's currently running, so the name of the tool is demo. Let me create a new chat session, and let me call it, can you please so maybe what is the weather, use the demo tool. In most of the cases you don't want to mention the tool, but for deterministic response I would say like, mention the name of the tool. So I will use the demo tool to get the weather data from the resource server. Yes, that's exactly right. So get data from the resource. So this is the tool it's planning on using. Make sure like that's the same. If I go to the index inside the MCP, if I command F, so this is going to be the tool. I'm going to allow for once. So it should return the summer 70 degree. Let's see. The weather data from this resource server shows it's a summer with a temperature of 70 degrees. So that's not the like that's okay, like, but is the payment done? That's the $1,000,000 question, right? So let's check whether the payment has been through or not. So the payment was, what was the payment? If I go to the index express server, here you can see the payment was around not this one, the payments were around 0.01. So if I go into the .env, you can see the address. So this is going to be the address where the cryptocurrency is going to be transferred. So if you copy this and go back over to Explorer, maybe base Sepolia base Sepolia network. So this is a base Sepolia testnet trans blockchain explorer. If I paste the address of the server, it should be 0.02 because I have already tried once. If I see over here, you can see 0.01 1 minute ago. So if I go inside this, this is from this. I have already imported my client's wallet in my MetaMask. Let's check whether it comes from this wallet or not. So if I copy this, if I paste it over here, Yeah, so here you can see the from and then the to. So this is going to be our wallet address, right? 6363DD. This is going to be our wallet address, and this is going to be the wallet from the client. So if we click on this 5903 5903, yeah, it comes from the client to the server's wallet. So amount is going to be 0.01 USDC on the base Apolia. So by this way, like for every request we can charge the users instead of a monthly subscription to a 12-month subscription. And also like this can be this payment can be handled by both the AI agents as well as the humans, right? Humans can also interact with this, and yeah, here the Anthropic is the one that is going to make the payment to get the response from the server, and server is being modified to accept the payment before responding the content. So that's how it works. Maybe in upcoming videos I will try modifying this with the EBDN system. So because the EBDN is already been created using Python MCP without any X402 payment component, but after like yeah, after some time I will try creating the X402 payment system for the EBDN system, which it's going to be pretty easy. I have to rewrite the tools in JavaScript. Maybe I can do it on Python, but I need to relearn like what is happening inside the SDKs. But I thought to rewrite all the tools that's been written in Python to TypeScript. Maybe we'll start with one. Maybe the payment can happen in the verify function. Verify would be a great example, like once uploading the PDF and getting the status, and this both are free. But if you want to verify whether this PDF is been not tampered using the Merkle root that's been anchored to the blockchain, then you have to pay for it, like around like 1 cent, 2 cent, 0.1 or 0.01. Yeah, make sure like it's not too low, like 0.000001, because Coinbase does not allow. So it has a limit. You can see through the docs, and for any doubts you can refer the docs from the Coinbase docs.cdp.coinbase.com. And also one more thing I have to mention, like if you log into the developer platform from the Coinbase, you can get free USDC on Sepolia base. So here you can see the faucet get free testnet funds. You have to select the network you're working on. Let's go with the base Sepolia. If you want, you can also select the Ethereum Sepolia, and then select the token that you want. We have tested with the USDC. You can also test it with the Ether. So if we go over here, go to the Express, you can find that the premium content is being charged using the wrapped Ether. You have to mention the address based on the network you are using. The address changes. So yeah, I hope this is clear. You can not just charge the APIs with the USDC, but you can also charge the APIs with other cryptocurrency. For example, here they are using the wrapped Ether. If you want to make sure to use this, you have to mention the amount. So this is going to be in the units, like for example, when it comes to wrapped Ether, it's going to be 10 to the power 18. So one wave is equal to, 0.000018 zeros and then 1 Ether. So you can mention the amount, and also inside the assets you have to mention the address of the token. So this changes based on the network, and this is going to be the decimal. As we all know, like Ethereum is 18 decimals, USDC has 6 decimals, I don't know why. And the name and then the version, and again you have to mention the network. So by this way you can also charge the APIs with the custom cryptocurrency. Does not matter whether it's USDC token or ether or wrapped ether. Yeah, I don't think so. You can include the ether because it should be ERC20 token. Yeah. So yeah, if you want to use the ether, then you have to go for the wrapped ether. So that's going to be the ERC20 version of ether. I hope this is clear. Actually, we are combining two cutting edge technologies, maybe three. Like if I complete this project with X402, then it's going to be three. But as of now, we have combined two important technologies. One is the MCP, Model Context Protocol, which acts as an brain for us, and and the next thing is X402, which is the payment system, uh, where we are providing the power, the payment power, to our brain, which is going to be the AI agent. So that's why, like in my thumbnail, எந்திரனுக்கு வந்து டாலர் சைன் போட்டிருப்பேன், லைக் ஐஸில் வந்து டாலர் சைன் இருக்கும். ஸோ ஐ ரெப்ரசன்டட் லைக் யூ கேன் கிவ் ஆக்சஸ் டு யுவர் payments to your AI agent so that they can browse the internet and then look for the APIs. Even though the API has been like walled through payment, the AI agents can pay the payment, get the response, and then process with the response. So very interesting protocol, but the resource price is very low, low adoption. I think currently the Cloudflare is the biggest users of the X402. I think like moving on in upcoming days, definitely X402 will have a huge user base, and I think this is one of the novel use cases of blockchain using cryptocurrencies for payment, because you don't want to pay to others, like it's going to be peer to peer, zero payment. The Coinbase is providing free facilitators. Of course, why are they providing? Of course, they are going to settle the transaction on their own blockchain, so which increases the fund or the liquidity on the blockchains. So, and also moving forward, it's going to be the AI agentic ecosystem. Everything is going to be handled by the AI agents, so it's very important to also consider the payments. um, yeah, thank you very much. Maybe in next video I will try to make a video where I create MCP servers plus the X402 plus Merkle root plus EBDMs. Yeah, so thank you again for watching. See you all.